My friends don't understand the amount of hours that we have to work. When we're on call, we'll have to work till the next day at about 2. So basically it's normally a 30 to a 32-hour shift that we work. We have 80 hours of paid overtime. After that, we are volunteers of the state.
I don't think my friends know that I work 200 hours overtime a month. Do I think I'm crazy for being a doctor in South Africa? Possibly 20% of the time, yes, especially on call when I'm really tired and I'm just not ready to see another patient. There's definitely times where you feel, what am I doing? There's so many different things I could have done with my life. Then it sets in what your goals are, what your dreams were.
Actually, it's a lot of fun and you have to forget about that and remember why you're doing it. So it's a little bit crazy.
Soon to be released is a film, on junior doctors' daily dilemmas in South Africa. The documentary follows around 5 different doctors who are culturally different in KwaZulu-Natal. On a single 30-hour shift, it tracks their shifts from start to finish, showing what responsibilities they have and what kind of patients they have to deal with. The film was directed and produced by Francois Wall, who joins us from our Sea Point studios. Francois, good morning. Let's get into it. When I think maybe there's some foresight in this, because this junior doctor issue is a real problem in South Africa, but we've seen not only reaction to it in South Africa, but also in America at the moment, where people are talking about junior doctors.
Yes, that's right. It's a big topic, especially in South Africa, since the passing of the doctor in Paarl after a 30-hour shift. So there's been a media storm around the working hours and the conditions of the doctors, especially the junior doctors in South Africa. So it's really the right time to release a film like this.
You're talking about the right time, but the reaction you've gotten, I've actually listened to a couple of the interviews that you were part of and the kind of reaction people have gotten to it. A lot of the stuff that you deal with in this film, the general public did not know. They did not know that doctors are putting in close to 200 extra hours a month. That's unfathomable to anybody who works a normal week.
Exactly. No, we always get the same questions as relatives of doctors and friends of doctors. We always get the same questions, and that's why we were compelled to make a film like this. Nobody knows, and knowledge is power. So the film is about getting the information out there, and also telling everyone what they can expect in the public hospitals in South Africa, and so that we can make informative decisions regarding the working hours of the junior doctors. Because it affects their emotional well-being, it affects their physical well-being, their relationships, and a lot more. I mean, the patient care as well. So it's something that we need to show South Africa, whether it's on film or whether it's campaigning for it. We're just hoping that the film will do a little bit in the part.
I hear that you wanted to tell the story, but you mentioned as the relatives of doctors. I would assume you're the relative of a doctor. What was the personal motivation? What did you actually want to highlight, apart from the long hours?
What we actually wanted to highlight is how strenuous the hours are, the fact that people don't know that, or they don't always take in that they start from 8 o'clock the one day and they finish 12 o'clock the next day. So you hear 30-hour shifts, but you don't actually process it. And then also the conditions that we work under, the stress levels, the dangers that they face. I mean, it's dangers of HIV that they themselves put themselves in, and also the sleeping quarters in the hospitals. There really are tough conditions that we wanted to highlight. And I think in South Africa there might be a lot of ignorance regarding the industry. But myself being a relative, my wife being a doctor and brother and father, I felt that I would be able to tell the story best, seeing I could see firsthand how it affects them.
How did you manage to get access to 5 doctors, able to follow them through for an entire day, and then tell a story that questions the entire process of how junior doctors are currently treated in this medical system?
Yeah. Well, we were helped a lot with the KwaZulu-Natal Health Department. They were on board from the start. We got approval from them, subject to the fact that we get patient approval when filming. But you know, it's not just a depressing film, it's an entertaining film as well.
Yeah.
It also shows the good work that the doctors do in South Africa. So we are campaigning for better hours, but we're also showing the good work that the public hospitals do. So it's not just a negative and a depressing film, it's an entertaining film. There's humorous moments as well. We've got good characters, we've got 5 culturally different characters, so that everyone can relate with at least one of them. So we wanted to have a mix. It does have a good feel in a certain sense as well. I don't want to give too much away, but in the same time that we're campaigning, we want to have an entertaining film that people enjoy watching as well.
And I can tell you right now, visually, it looks absolutely amazing. That's director and producer from Documentary, Francois Wall, talking to us about this interesting docu-film that has really gotten everybody talking. It will be screened at the Josie and UGU Film Festivals in KZN on the 17th and the 18th of September. Google the details. It's well worth watching, and I guarantee you it's going to spark a debate. We take an ad break. Don't get anywhere.